Welcome to the Living the Dream podcast with Curveball. If you believe, you can achieve. Welcome to the Living the Dream with Curveball podcast, a show where I interview guests that teach, motivate, and inspire. Today, I am joined by Nancy Ho. She is a life and business coach, transformational strategist, and an internationally recognized thought leader on the paradox of success. Nancy has 26 years of experience, and she has helped over 10,000 business owners, C-suite executives, people like that, with the fulfillment of success and personal fulfillment. You know, sometimes we believe we're successful, but are we really successful? And what is really the definition of success? So we're going to be talking to Nancy about what she does and how she helps people. So Nancy, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. My pleasure indeed.
Why don't you start off by telling everybody a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm Nancy Ho, as you've heard. I'm from the sunny Singapore. We have only two weather, that is sunny and or rainy. Been really blessed to be in this part of the world in Singapore. Very safe, to very, I would say, transparent government. So grew up, I would say, in a very safe and sound environment, nothing that's rocky. Went to good schools, my background generally is like pretty smooth sailing in that sense. However, just like everything else in life, even though it's smooth sailing, we all, I believe, have our fair share of challenges. Although I am very blessed in every way, as kind of mentioned already, but I also suffer from the other end of what is success all about. So whether we so-called go after or chase the success from the external, which is not a bad thing, but when it becomes so focused as the external, then something may give way. So that happened for me, and I will elaborate as we go along. And that also prompted me that I have overcome whatever I needed to overcome, and therefore I'm in conviction, I'm in the passion in this helping people profession for the last 26, coming 27 years. So basically that's that.
Yeah, I was basically going to, ask you about those 26 years of experience. Now, I kind of went through, and kind of gave a brief introduction on what you do, but explain to the listeners in your word what you do, because I know you can do it better than I can.
All right. What I do, like I said, I'm in the helping people profession. So therefore, I help people to overcome call it emotional, maybe some of them even their childhood trauma, or some kind of in the crossroad of their life. Or one market that I actually focus a lot are the high achievers, high performing professionals, whereby on the surface they so-called have it all, right? Look like they have it all, but they still somehow feel the void or this lack of fulfillment. So basically what I do is literally day in, night out is to help people to overcome what's not look like it's working, what feels like it's not good for them. And we overcome that so that they can be that, so-called whole and complete person with clarity to do what their hearts desire. So basically, just what I do.
Speaking of that, let's talk about the paradox of success. Why do so many, business owners and business leaders feel unfulfilled despite, what people see on the surface? They do seem like they have it all.
I would say that we are all programmed what success means. Let's even go back to like when we're in school. What does success means? Usually, what means good grades. We do well in school, right? So we do well. So then, of course, we want to get a good job. And then we look at, of course, the very material things that will make us happy. Some of the material things not necessarily just make us happy, but it's also to provide, because we love our family, for those that get married, have children. So it's very external driven rather than looking inwards that what's really your why, what's really your purpose in pursuing what we pursue. Like I said early on, let's go back to our like school, right? So we study hard, so to speak, and really, why? Why? Of course, why would be like a very superficial reason, but is it something from deep down inside us that we want to pursue, or rather being told to us that this is what is expected or what the society expects us to follow? So hence, I call it we are being programmed that way. Mm-hmm.
Can you give some actual strategies that will help high performing achievers, integrate well-being into their high performance lifestyle?
First thing first is one has to do this self-reflection. You have to go inward, and I think I said that a couple of times. One has to go inward and really call it search, call it discover or uncover that what makes you feel good. And I'm not talking about the material things that makes you feel good. I'm not even talking about responsibility. I'm talking about really deep down. What makes you want to wake up in the morning and feel, yeah, this is it. So first thing first is introspection. You have to go inwards to uncover that purpose. And that purpose, of course, if you want to go to steps in a strategy, first you have to look at your core values. And then from the core values, then what activities do you choose? I call it activities. That means what do you want to do to express these core values? Then it becomes meaningful, purposeful. And when we do that, then of course, the fulfillment will be natural. That's a strategy that I apply for myself and also for my clients. Mm-hmm.
Well, tell us about your North Star vision
Yeah.
framework.
Mm-hmm. Then, of course, after your core values and after you choose, that certain profession or that certain activities, that certain role, things that you would do, then you need to know where you're going. So that's where the North Star vision comes in. And this North Star vision covers all aspects of one's life. It's not just about career or family. So this North Star vision comprises of first, right, uh, friends and family is one arm. What do you want? What kind of friends do you want to hang out with? What we consider as friends, all right? What kind of relationship that you want for yourself with your family, even extended family. So that clarity got to be there. As like the next, arm would be your finance and wealth. Not necessarily in this order, right? But these are the few things that we look at in the North Star vision. Then your finance and your wealth, then your health and fitness, or rather fitness and health. Then, of course, your faith and spirituality, and then the impact, and then the legacy, right? So therefore, it comprises in all areas of our life. Then finally, what we choose to do fulfilled, all right, or it's congruent towards all these five arms. That's the North Star vision.
Okay, well, give for anyone out there listening looking for best practice tips on moving past the outdated grind culture to a more sustainable model of success, give people some best practice tips on doing that.
Yeah, first you have to go, like I said, that you have to do that core value thing first, because without knowing your core values, then where are we going? Right? Wouldn't have much of an idea where we're going. Then again, to be very external driven because we are programmed to follow that or be that. All right. So after, it's actually quite, I'll call it organized, quite a structure in a sense that to actually shape how we think, and how we think definitely will then form our belief. So therefore, once you have that core values, what you choose to do from your core values, and then with your North Star vision, then your path in front of you is something that you truly know that this is what I want. So since that's the case, then it is easy, I will call it easy, to be consistent on this path.
Well, discuss. I was looking at your bio and you were talking about the career plateau phenomenon. So kind of discuss that and what that means and how you help people navigate that.
Um, meaning, yeah, you'd like to say that again, please?
The career plateau phenomenon.
Yeah, the career plateau, as I mentioned, you have to go back. You have to go back to the drawing board, as all that I've mentioned early on. You see, so it's not just taking a piece like that and let's correct it. All right, you have to go back. Almost like, okay, let's look at. Of course, it's not coming from completely new because we already have our way we are now, but really it's not coming from fresh and fresh as like a piece of blank paper, but really coming from wisdom, from all that we have gone through, from all that we understand for our experience, exposure, and of course our education and knowledge to map out, okay, what we want. Then we can get out the plateau. That's how I worked with clients. Yeah.
Okay, I know you have you've appeared in several publications, so let the
Mhm.
listeners know about that and you know what that entailed when you appeared in the publications.
You see, I spent big part of my life, okay, particularly in the recent few years, that I want to reach out and impact. Okay, so if you look at, which I mentioned just now about North Star Vision, one of them is the impact. So I have to appear in LA Weekly, Arabic Business. The latest, I actually was doing this Times Square Today, where it's going to air in the ABC, CNS, a few stations like that, even Fox Affiliates, so that I can share my work and allow people to realize that, regardless of where we are, doesn't matter now, you are at 40, 50, 60, but we still have this, I'll call it our runway. It's still relatively long. Although people tend to say that, oh, life is short. I mean, perspective, how you look at it. So when I say the runway is pretty long, because it's like if we wake up to purpose meaning, then it's like every day, it's like so-called a sunny day. But of course, we have a fair share of challenges. So from what I appear on all that publication, it's to share uh, how we can renegotiate, if they're looking for the concise words, how we can pivot, how one can even change if we want to. It's never too late to change, so that they really live a life by their terms. Right? When we are much younger, of course, probably we cannot exactly live life by our terms. Let's say when we were teenagers and all that. But when we become an adult, and especially not such a young adult, we can really live life by our terms and not, tear everything down or break everything up, but still we can live life by our terms. Yeah, I believe in that.
Well, tell us
Mhm.
about any upcoming projects that you're working on that listeners need to be aware of.
Oh, I'm writing my third book. Okay, so called my third book. The title of the book would be The Silent Weight of Success. So again, whether it is for up and coming inspiring leaders so that they get a better idea, all right, so they don't get burned out, they don't get or learn the mistakes so they won't get into those mistakes. And for those that are already feeling like a little bit more jaded, kind of like you know, what's life for me now? Waking up to like that void. That book is also meant so that they know there's a way out. So that would be my next project that I'll be embarking on. And of course, I'm always, helping people, whether on a one-on-one. So I'm happy if anybody want a conversation with me, or I also have my group coaching. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so speaking of your books, Talk about your books. Go through each one, tell us where we can get them, and tell listeners what they can expect to read them when they read them.
Okay, my first book, it's Love Reignited. This is a book about actually conflict management. I'll call it I'll call it conflict handbook rather than management. So 5 simple steps to make love last forever. Now, so in this sense, it's not just love as that intimate relationship love, but it is a relationship with anyone. Anyone is like even your colleagues, your family, your friends, your other half, right? So because often when the relationships are not going as well as we want it to be, often you come from a place of perhaps misalignment, miscommunication, or people just simply want what they want on their perspective. So Love Reunited, you can get that from Amazon. You can get that in the in that paperback copy or the soft copy. And the other second book, it's called Success Redefined. Now, this is the one that I collaborate with Jack Canfield, the guy that wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul long time ago, and his success principles, where I contributed in that chapter. That's why I call it a Paradox Success. I'm glad to be in chapter 2. Again, you also can get that in Amazon. Right? And I'm coming up, like I said, the third book, The Silent Weight of Success. Yeah, pretty excited about it.
Well, so listeners can keep up with everything that you're up to, throw out your contact info.
Sure. Easy to find me. All right. Either you search Nancy Ho or Coach Nancy Ho Singapore, you definitely find me, or in LinkedIn as well, Nancy Ho Singapore, or simply my website, which is easy, nancyho.net. NancyHO.net.
All right. Well, close us out with some final thoughts. Maybe if that was something I forgot to talk about that you would like to touch on, or any final thoughts you have for the listeners.
Sure. The final thought is like, never think that it's late or it's too late for anything. Never. Because in my philosophy, it's like, even this is if this is going to be my last day, it may sound morbid, that's not what I meant to do. Even this my last day, I still want to live out to the best of my last day. What more, for all of us, this is not our last day. So, like I said, our runway is still quite a bit to go. So rise above it all regardless, and go back inside you and know what ticks, and just put a smile on your face. That's right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, visit nancyho.net and check out everything that Nancy's up to and going to be up to. Purchase her 3 books, check them out. Follow, rate, review, share this episode to as many people as possible. Follow us on your favorite podcast platform, and visit www.curveball337.com for more information on the Living the Dream with Curveball podcast. Thank you for listening and supporting the show. And Nancy, thank you for all that you do to make the world a better place. And thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Curtis. Thank you.
For more information on the Living the Dream with Curveball podcast, visit www.curveball337.com. Until next time, keep living the dream.